the Twins squeezed in kind of a last-second trade deadline trade yesterday with the Detroit Tigers. We got Michael Fulmer, a right-handed reliever pitcher from the Detroit Tigers. Interestingly enough, the Tigers are already in town, so all he did was just switch over to clubhouses. How cool is that? He's 20. Let's give you a little stats on the guy. He's 29 years old. 2016, he was American League Rookie of the Year. He was a starter at that point. He got injured, had Tommy John surgery. In 2020, he had a 8.78 ERA in 10 starts, but then so he wasn't doing that great as a starter. They converted him to a reliever. Sound familiar? Jorge Lopez, same thing with the Orioles. He bounced around a couple teams, Milwaukee, other teams, ended up with the Orioles. He was so-so as a starter. They converted him to a reliever, and so that's why. And so he's doing good as a reliever this year, a breakout year. That might have been his calling as a reliever. So we got him, of course. Same thing with Michael Fulmer. So go to 2021 last year. He got that down to a 3.06 ERA, so a lot more impressive, isn't it? Yeah. So, and again, he's a right-hander. So if you look at all three pitchers, Jorge Lopez, Tyler, I'm still going to figure out how to say that name. Is it Mahle, not sure how to say it, and Michael Fulmer, they're all right-handed pitchers, right-handed. So obviously the Twins were targeting right-handed pitchers. So we got one starter and two relievers. We got the best starter available in free agency at this point in time. We got a really good reliever, one of the best in the game right now, and a solid guy in Michael Fulmer. So our manager, Rocco Baldelli, said, the way the Orioles used Lopez was like mostly in the ninth inning to close out the games. We're going to do the same thing, just kind of work him in. He's had good success with that, keep it going. They'll use Fulmer as more of a setup game. So starting pitcher gets 5-6 innings, Fulmer comes in, couple innings, boom, and then Lopez can finish him off. This gives a lot of a break to Griffin Jacks and Duran and Pagan. So those guys aren't overworked. They can work them in, and the manager, Baldelli, can just use their strengths more and saying, oh my God, we're short of relievers, just throw him in. It might not be a strength, or maybe he's pitched too many innings in the last so many games. So this is a great relief. It's going to help us a lot. I am, like I said, woohoo! I'm thrilled. Tickled Pink. Falvey and Levine did a great job. Now, they did give up a lot of draft picks, but they didn't give up any player on the active roster, right? Oh, by the way, before I forget, those darn little kid shoes are still here on this table. I think that kid's just out of luck. I think he and Mom don't even know where he lost the shoes. They got rained on last night. Big storms here last night. They're wet. Anyways, again, you bounce them and then they blink. A lot of bling in these shoes. Anyways, yes, I'm tickled pink. We did give up a lot, like Cano and Spencer Steer were, top prospects in the organization, but sometimes you got to get that. The Twins have used in a way, the Los Angeles Rams model. The Rams trade a boatload of picks and prospects and everything, up-and-coming players for a known commodity, and they say, well, Jalen Ramsey is our first-round draft pick. Matthew Stafford is our first-round draft pick because they're proven commodities. So I think a lot of teams in sports are going to use that model because they saw how the Rams won the Super Bowl last year. So the Twins are kind of doing that, aren't they? Which isn't all bad. I mean, now Falvey was interviewed last night on the news, of course. Obviously he will. And he said, these are prospects. We included some really good prospects. There's some prospects that teams wanted in our farm system we said no to. But we did give up a lot to get a lot, kind of a thing. And when you're in a good position of the Twins, you're leading the division, you're a game up, you're looking at those playoffs a month away, you put the pedal to the metal. And the other thing is, the Twins typically don't like to just trade for players and they're just a rental. So they're good for a few months and they say goodbye. So Lopez and Mahle, the Twins have control over them for the next 1 to 2 years, maybe 3. Fulmer is a free agent at the end of this year, but trust me, if he does well, the Twins are going to want to keep him, type of thing. So they were asking Falvey, how come you didn't, reporters, how come you didn't give up anybody that's on the roster? You can maybe get more, et cetera, et cetera. And he said, because we have a good roster. We have a good group of guys, a good chemistry, good players. We wanted to add to our team, not subtract. So in a way, why add over here if you're going to take over here? Why not just add over here? And the best way to do that was some prospects. So they must feel confident, and I'm going to trust those guys. They really monitor their minor leagues, that we have enough prospects to fill the holes and add depth going forward and then rob ourselves for the next so many years. But to me, this just looks like some good trades, smart trades. I always like what they do in the offseason and trading deadline. Every year I think, wow, that was ingenious. So, yeah. Anyways, my 2 cents worth. I feel good. I feel optimistic. I feel positive. The Twins are going to bring it home.